20 years in accounting. I'm in a bad spot financially. What better backdrop than the money games? Red once fondly described accountants as sociopaths. Anybody else think of Toccata Fugue when it gets to this? It's so good. ADHD, I think I have it. Feels crippling. I'm hoping that by being open with some of my own issues or struggles, that others out there might not feel so broken. Oh, goodness sakes. So let's just listen to some Ren, okay? Well, hello, internet. I am nervous and sure of myself and all of that, but here we go. This is my first live. I have been an accountant for the last 20 years, but I think I've hit a breaking point in my life and need to take some action in a different direction, and this channel is part of that. And freaking me out that there's starting to be people watching, but that's what this is for. By the way, I'm Brady Cade, and this is Respond in Kind. So out of my comfort zone, but here we go. We're gonna, I think I've got it set up right, and we're gonna listen to some Ren. You know, Crying Shame was almost gonna be the name of this channel as well, because I tend to get emotional, and I've lived a life full of self-shame. Gosh, this is gonna be hard. So, money game. Confessions of an Unaccountant, that's what I'm calling this, right? I'm in a bad spot financially. I get a lot of people are in some really hard spots, and I'm relatively privileged when compared to a lot of others. And ultimately, this is for myself to try to maybe break some mental blocks, because I've been unemployed for a couple of years, and I can't keep just assuming that things are going to take care of themselves. I might just end this live early unless I can get my head in the game. I don't know even how to. Oh, here we go. No sound. Okay. I just barely am pulling up the chat. Thank you. It seems crazy that I'm even doing it because how distracted I get. But hello, Nessie and Joanne. Thank you. So I'm hoping that by being open with some of my own issues or struggles, that others out there might not feel so broken. Oh, goodness sakes. So let's just listen to some Ren, okay? I'm going to just play this and gather my thoughts while we listen. Hopefully the sound is working. Just going to pull up Chat GPT to figure out what I'm doing. You let me know if it's yay or nay on the sound here.
It's a strange time we're living in. Book and put fear in. Hierarchy parties, they make us feel inferior. Read one through.
Any luck on the sound?
Devils walk among us, they fit the criteria. Eerie theory, stripe, fearing, weary-minded men when we're living in the trips. Nearly blinded by illusions. Choose who's fooling who. A pull chain to your shoes on pain. It's a crying shame. The pursuit of our own wealth lights a flame that makes greed a game that lets this whole war burn. As the world turns, the whole world burns. But money was invented for trade, but now those bits of paper twist hearts, make slaves, turns a saint into a sinner, a child into a killer. His finger on the trigger of a money game. Oh, rain, 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 rain. A storm it comes our way, and those who rise through distorted love, poison in the veins. But we like to point the blame, 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 blame. It's easier to blame, but point the mirror at ourselves. We're all part of this old money game. Stop.
Renegades have been called. Thank you, both of you. Thank you.
Dear Mr. President, it's evident that everyone's a resident of fear when they support these ideas to keep us separate. When they make us believe that everybody is going to terrorize you in the streets. They say badly through gritted teeth. It's my right to hate. That's freedom of speech. But when did freedom become a reason to hate? A way to justify a racist slur or insult we make? There's an irony in freedom, cause us in the West, we have pillaged and plundered the murdered like savages, colonized all of the rest. That's called hypocrisy. Preach a certain value that you never keep yourselves. Your country was in flames, you denigrate yourselves in a second. Still you spit your venom, demonizing immigrants when really you're the immigrant. Cause all of us are immigrants or descended from immigrants. Irony is imminent. I'll shed the light on immigrants. America was colonized by Britain. Britain, it was colonized by Rome, and also colonized by the Saxons. They were German, by the way. You know how people throw shade upon the Germans because of history's pain, and yet we made the same mistakes all again. Demonize a whole people, Jewish or Muslim, the same and the same. Old situations play on repeat. The same old TV shows repeat. Yeah, we worship the bleak. Our opinions are our own and we follow like sheep. There's no left, there's no right. In the middle we sleep. Rain, 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 rain. A storm it comes our way, and those who rise through distorted lies, poison in the veins. But we like to point the blame, 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 blame. It's easier to blame, but point the mirror at ourselves. We're all part of this whole money game.
When I saw this a few times, well, let me just step back. While preparing for this live, I was reviewing the lyric, and caught some things, I guess, that I hadn't noticed before. The crying shame, the pursuit of our own wealth lights a flame. So I mean, like all this foreshadowing, which makes sense because it's Ren, right? So it makes greed a game that lets the whole world burn, and nodding to this hint here, as the world turns, the whole world burns. And then later down, Yes, Heather, rising tides and all that. I love that. You know, rising tide lifts all ships. And that's one of the aims of this channel, is to hopefully, as we share experiences, we help each other grow and learn as humans and become better, and hopefully find some clarity in the process. If I step back and speak to the teaser of the thumbnail of this video, is Confessions of an Unaccountant. And there's a lot swirling in my mind around that, but I've been an accountant for 20 years, and it was something I did because it was what you do, or what we were supposed to do. You know, go to college and get a degree and get a career and a job. So I rose in the ranks from intern to the treasurer of one of the largest independent insurance brokerages in the United States over the course of 18 years. And it gotten to the point where I'd broken that 6-figure income thing, and accountants are needed. I just don't think I was meant to be one. And I'm not explaining this very well. It keeps saying suspended for policy violation. Oh, okay. Just pause every 40 or so seconds if it's music. Oh, okay. Thank you. Stream is no longer being blocked due to copyright issues. All right. I'll try restarting the live. Okay. We'll do that. Let's try that. I like it a lot. We'll see you in a few. Welcome back to Respond in Kind live from rock bottom. Talking about the money invented for trade, but now those bits of paper twist hearts, make slaves, turns a saint into a sinner. I spent almost 40 years in a high demand religion, and years ago left that religion, and one might say I turned from a saint to a sinner according to that theology. But gosh, that whole thing is a money topic of its own. Just thinking of the money that people struggling to make ends meet are asked and shamed often into donating as tithing to the church, a church that has hundreds of billions of dollars, by the way, doesn't need that. So I'll stay clear of that for now. But where I'm at, things are crazy, and I don't know how people are surviving. And sometimes they're not. And just rent is insane right now. Before I got divorced a few years ago, we had been paying in US dollars $1,300 a month is a mortgage for a home for a family of 7, 5 kids and a couple of pets and all that. Tell you what, I didn't realize how expensive it is to get divorced in more ways than just finances. But yeah, like goodness, went from a $1,300 a month mortgage, and I'm paying rent right now $2,350 a month. So already $1,000 more to live in the same size of a home. Gosh, I'm all over the place. But carry on. We're here for you, Renegades. We'll kidnap you though. All right. Thanks. Boy, you Renegades are such a great force for good and super accepting and full of love. Another reason I'm doing this as a live is because I've done some guest reactions videos with Deb with Pain-Free Beauty, and those have been fantastic to have her perspective, and we've recorded several more over the last several months, and it's taking me so long to get through the editing process, and I get that things don't need to be perfect and just send them out. And again, the reason for doing this live for me is to try to bypass that editing process. I've got to start getting things out. Thank you, Calamity Jane. I struggle to relax, trying to do the things that I would encourage my own kids to do, and be easy on themselves and relax. Well, we'll start Money Game 2 and go from there. Lovely bunch of coconuts. Yeah.
Strange time we're living in, panic and hysteria. Poor man learn, the rich man don't care for your narcissist mindset spread like malaria. Sit back and watch the show. America, Britain split through fickle shit. A government of hypocrites. These counterfeit politicians sit in parliament, not adequate. Come on, needlessly bleeding, resources all dry. Turn a blind eye if it means a pay rise. Oh, what a shame it would be, I would die if number 10 Downing Street burned in a fire. Only joking, only messing, don't be stressing. I'm a peaceful adolescent, there's no need to be unpleasant. Write my thesis in a rhyme scheme to analyze the brain while my fingers on the trigger of a money game. Oh, rain, 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 rain.
Okay, we'll pause that. Don't make it away. One of the reasons I've been struggling to get back into the swing of things work-wise, besides not feeling like accounting is, my purpose in life. And gosh, I get that sometimes we have to do things we don't want to do to earn a living and things like that. But for goodness sakes, like for as many as it seems that are able to be getting independently wealthy on YouTube, just like playing video games or random things, and a lot of people doing great things. When I was going to school, YouTube wasn't even a thing, and so in my bubble, it wasn't realistic to think of pursuing dreams to the extent that it seems possible now. And Ren once fondly described accountants as sociopaths. In the same field as you. Okay, it's typical juxtaposition of a vocation for an empath. Oh my gosh. Yes, I feel that. I go back and forth between feeling so deeply and then wanting to just go back to being a robot. And I might be able to get back into the corporate world again. But going back feels like giving up on what feels like could be a very meaningful and successful endeavor here with music. I feel called to music, and the audacity of it is not lost on me to think that, okay, some random accountant thinks that he can do something great in music, having never produced anything or written anything. And this is true. I have not yet to this point. I'm in the works on some stuff, and I've got some ideas that it feels cliche, but it'll just have to all stay tuned and see how this goes. But there's several things that's been making it tricky for me. One, I think it feels like something in my mind, my brain has shifted. At times I say it's broken, but and I get that I'm not alone, and I know other people go through things like this, and I'm all over the place and nowhere all at once. But the ADHD, I've got ADHD. Okay, I don't care what the psychologist says. I actually went and did a test. Paid full disclosure. My mom helped pay $1,500 to go get evaluated by a psychologist. 4 or 5 hours. Did the cards and the dice and repeated back numbers, and I did fantastic. Because if there's nothing else going on, I can hone in and focus on something, right? Okay, and do really well. I excelled in school and in work for those 18 years, but I did so well. I think that it came back and says, well, we didn't find any evidence of ADHD. Like, well, okay. What's got me upset about it is that they had me take this 500 or 600 questionnaire, and I understand him right. They threw out the entire test because based on how I answered it, it was flagged as having been over-exaggerated. I was over-exaggerating my symptoms, apparently. To me, I felt like I was providing an honest indication of what I was feeling, and so it feels a little disingenuous that they would toss that out like that. So I need to get the raw results from them if I can. I feel like it would have some valuable information. I absolutely need a second opinion, somebody that is familiar with ADHD, because it feels crippling. So the money game, money. Let's listen to a few seconds more and reset my thoughts.
A stormy comes our way, and no surprise to distorted lies, poison in the veins, but we died upon the blame.
Blame.
To blame. Good point the mirror at ourselves. We're all part of this whole money game.
Yeah, but that blame, it feels great being able to point the blame at somebody else. I'm often too quickly blaming myself, trying to find that balance, taking accountability, but not making ourselves the whipping boy, so to speak, of everything. To the extent we have to be our own advocates. But it feels like anything coming from myself out to somebody else just comes out feeling like excuses. And so I don't say anything often, which is what has gotten me to the spot where I'm at. Been unemployed 2 years. The divorce and selling the home that we had built together and raised our kids in for 12 years it took a bigger toll on me than I anticipated. It just made it difficult to function, to the point where this stable job that I had, 6-figure income, to just barely paid off our debt, and things were going great, and then they weren't, and I couldn't focus. And the company I was with, they are a great company and were more lenient than they needed to be on my behalf, longer than they needed to be. And it got to a point where I was not performing the work that they were paying me to do, and I could not do the work anymore mentally. And so I lost my job, and I got hired at some other company and was only employed for a couple of weeks there before they let me go for, I just hadn't gotten over my funk yet. My heart wasn't in it, that's for sure. And they needed somebody that could be more there consistently. Man, for any of you who have kids, especially if single parent situations, I don't know how you do it. To be able to do that and maintain a job, and I absolutely need to write down my thoughts, for sure, which is a struggle in itself too, because every time I start writing things down, I'll get a couple words down on paper or on my phone or on the computer, and it's like this glitching Mars rover that essentially had ADHD. I can't remember the exact term that they called it, but it was focusing on a specific task, and then it would pivot and see a different task it needed to do and offload all the cache of the other task that had started and started over with this other. And I found myself like really resonating with that robot, starting down the path of writing something down and realizing I really should be doing other things, or that such a circular reference bouncing back and forth as to why I don't still have a job, and my retirement is used up at this point, and credit cards are all maxed out. Like, as an accountant, this is just like poor financial management. And if it was just me, that'd be one thing, but there are other humans who count. This is not a storm that I can just wait out. There needs to be action taken to get out of these behaviors or habits and stuck spots. So I appreciate all of you listening to me ramble. You're helping me kind of break some patterns, hopefully, here and get some words out. So I should maybe do a fun song instead today. Yeah. Tell you what, LOCO, it was the last one I posted. I took the extra video of me just like fumbling around getting ready to do the reaction video, and I put it to the rhythm of LOCO. It's like mesh remix kind of a thing. I'll post that soon here. And watching myself do the LOCO reaction has been an emotional thing for me to watch myself and get that spark. Just the pure enjoyment of the music and that childlike letting the music embrace. It's really good stuff. Really good stuff. So, all right. Well, let's keep working on this second one here. I'll definitely share it.
Money is a game and the ladder we climb turns a saint into a sinner with his finger in crime. I'll break it down for you motherfuckers line by line. This is business economics in a nursery rhyme. She sells seashells on a seashore, but the value of these shells will fall due to the laws of supply and demand. No one wants to buy shells because there's loads on the sands.
Quick little story on supply and demand. My oldest daughter, when she was a toddler, I'd be pushing her on the swing, and I was just like, okay, when I say accounting, you say debits and credits. So I would say, what's accounting? And she would say debits and credits. And then I'd say, what's economics? And I taught her to say supply and demand. I hope I got that on video way back when. But Just a little cute thing that reminded me of.
Step 1, must create a sense of scarcity. Shells will sell much better if the people think they're rare, you see. Bear with me, take as many shells as you can find and hide them on an island. Stockpile them high until they're rarer than a diamond. Step 2,
Gotta make the people think that they want them, really want them, really fucking want them. Hit them like Bronson.
influencers, product placement, featured primetime entertainment.
If you haven't got a shell, then you're just a fucking waste, man. Free.
It's monopoly, invest inside some property. Start a corporation, make a logo, do it properly. Shells must sell, that will be your new philosophy. Swallow all your morals, they're a poor man's quality. 4, expand, clear forest, make land, fresh blood on hands. 5,
Why just shells? Why limit yourself?
she sells seashells, sell oil as well. 6, guns, sell stock, sell diamonds, sell rock, sell water to a fish, sell the time to a clock. 7, press on the gas, take your foot off the brakes, then run to be the president of the United States. 8,
Press on the gas, take your foot off the brakes. I guess in the context of the song, it's not couched as necessarily a positive thing, but it sure feels like that's what I need to be doing with many things, including this channel. And gosh, I appreciate all y'all. Thank you, everybody. You are the good in this world. This is the type of humanity that we need more of. I love the idea of listening to something fun. Shoot out some recommendations. Okay.
big smile, make big wave, that's great. Now the truth is overrated, tell lies out the gate. 9, polarize the people, controversy is the game. It don't matter if they hate you, if they all say your name. 10, the world is yours. Step out on the stage to a round of applause. You're a liar, cheat, a devil, a whore, and you sell seashells on the seashore.
Rain, 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 rain. A storm, it comes our way. And no surprise to distorted lies. Poison in the veins, but we die upon the blame, 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 blame. It's easier to blame. Good point, the mirror at ourselves. We're all part of this whole money game. This old money game. This old.
Man, yeah, part 3, that's a whole other thing. Love Music Part 2. Is it a lyric video? I like that idea too of it's kind of done a little bit of a bounce out to some lighthearted for a minute.
Testing 1 2 1 2. How's my levels? Is that coming out okay? Can you hear me? Hang on. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen. Hello. Oi, what do you get if you take a Welsh boy? Mixing some
So
music,
good.
mixing some noise, mixing affliction with music addiction, conviction and friction, and leave it to boil. Friend, but don't overcook me, please. Serve me with the fine wine and the cheddar cheese, cause I'll immature with age and I don't deep freeze, cause I'll melt your freezer with the fire that I preach. Deep, I speak metaphors in my sleep, soliloquies and solitude, my mind on the beat. Neat, I repeat words, retweet. I said neat, I repeat words, retweet. Heat, I chase pretty girls till I'm weak. I was talking to this one girl just last week. She said, Ren, you're so tongue-in-cheek, but it was hard to hear a talk with my tongue in the cheek. Half animal and cannibal, I'm flammable, it's tangible, my casual, yeah, radical, grammatical mind is practical, impactful, and really quite supernatural, detachable from my skull socket in my spine.
Insane, is he possessed by a monster? Hunchback of Notre Dame type posture, clasping his hands
love
like
that
a
he-
rapist lobster.
Talk like Tony Montana, mobster. Say hello to my little friend once again. I got more lines than a cocaine den. Ren has
Force himself to stay within any specific-
cigarette. Haha, the kiddie with the wordplay fetish. Alliteration of a lines are lush like lettuce. I live my life with love and light and illuminate like lightning.
Money
The
Against
liberation leader with
Okay,
linguistics of a
we'll
lion.
we'll circle back to Money Against
all just fun and games, yeah, honey. You got me smiling like there's something funny.
Yeah, I haven't heard this one much more than once or twice, I think. He inspires me, inspires lots of people to not feel like they have to be boxed in, and love that he can be silly. I think you have to be able to, in a more healthy way, deal with a lot of the hard that there is. And he does tackle so many important, heavy, hard things. What a great example of embracing all the emotions.
This music soothes my soul like melted honey, and I love it, yeah. Yes, I sink MCs like battleships plundered, twist words like Tony Hawk's 900, post that quote on Tumblr, reblog that quote if you want to, love, cause I'ma bring the love, I'ma sing the love, half chav, half hippie, I'm a chippy love, and I was raised in the country, not the city, bruv, so I'm stabbing up cheese, never people blood, because we need some love, we need it like a drug, and even if you're feeling minging like an ugly pug, you deserve a hug, cause man, believe me, yes, you're brilliant, I shake the scene like Shakespeare, now they call me William, I'm killing them all over every border and meridian, I'm giving them my idiom, so harder than iridium, I'm purer than Bolivian, I'm deeper than amphibians, a dippy lippy, pretty looking hippie village idiot, You know it's all just fun and games, yeah, honey.
Man, I really must not have heard this more than one time, because
This music soothes my soul like melted honey, and I love it, yeah. Remember in the 90s, people used to sing rap, well I'ma try to bring that right back. Sean Paul taught me how to be, and Shaggy told him it wasn't me.
something special about like hearing some of most of Ren's stuff for the first time, or with new ears, fresh perspective, or context. And yeah, sometimes it's just the feel of it alone is sending out healing vibes.
It wasn't me, but I saw you on the CCTV. It wasn't me. Breaking right back. Sean Paul taught me how to be, and Shaggy told him it wasn't me. It wasn't me, but I saw you on the CCTV. It wasn't me. Breaking into Toys R Us last week. It wasn't me. You were dressed like a ninja sheep and using Furbies like bowling balls. Seriously, you're insane, man. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. You're talking to yourself. You're a motherfucking nutter. You're losing the plot more than Quantum of Solace. That film, seriously, really quite bollocks. James Bond type reflexes. Shaken, not stirred when I'm mixing up my letters. Golden eye fixed on the Thunderbolt checklist. Diamonds are forever, so I eat them for breakfast. Live another day, but tomorrow never dies. I live and let die, but you only live twice. Through your eyes only, see it through your eyeballs. And I fell off the moon, rake a skyfall. You got to know, I got the flow. I'm Dr. No, with the license to kill. The man with the golden gun type skill. Octopussy means 8 girls, that's ill. Gold finger? Nah, golden tongue. And I'm sending this message from Russia with love. On Her Majesty's Secret Service, I went to Casino Royale. The world is not enough.
Yeah, all the different like pop culture references and historical things and current events. He weaves in and out. You guys are great. You guys are so great. Lavity Jane was already subbed. Now my DNA all over the like button. I'm backhanded that sucker. Thank you. There's a couple of you who still like to hear Money Games 3. It's one of my faves. There we go. Man, this one's so good. So good. Watch some of the behind the scenes of this. Man, so good. All the thought and preparation that went into it. Super brilliance of that. Kills me to posit that if that's what we got to do for these lives, yeah, the brilliance of making it personal. Jimmy's story and words fail me.
Let me tell you a story about a boy named Jimmy. 1 year old and his first words were mine, gimme. 2 years old he was walking, 3 years old walking quickly. 4 years old he was running round the pavements of his city. 5 years old and his daddy told him, listen here son, you gotta learn to be a man. A man, he works for what he wants. 6 years old and he's reading, writing, top of the bunch. And when he's 7, his progression made him student number 1. 8 years old and he's praised for unusual grades. 9, his parents paid for private school to nurture the flame. 10, 11, 12, 13, he ascends and ascends. His daddy tells him, son, money is the means to all ends. 14, solving complex mathematical equations. At 15, IQ 150, still elevating. 16, he develops complex software code that detects weaknesses in cybersecurity protocols. 17, and he sells his vision, keeping the share. Not yet an adult, but he's practically a millionaire. 18, and his daddy tells him, now you're a man. This world don't give a damn about you, so take all that you can. 19, he turns a profit, stocks and shares, invest in product. 20, double down deposits. 21, his income rockets. 22, he learns the truth is just an obstacle to wealth. If you manipulate the data, then the lie will sell itself. 20.
Anybody else think of there's a classical piece. I think it's. I want to say it's Toccata Fugue by Bach. When it gets to this part.
And his daddy tells him, now you're a man.
Right up here.
Don't give a damn about you, so take all that you can. 19, he turns a profit, stocks and shares, invest in product. 20.
Or Mozart or something.
21, his income rockets. He learns the truth is just an obstacle to wealth. If you manipulate the data, then the lie will sell itself. 23, a life of luxury, crystal and cocaine. 24, he makes the Forbes list, they're applauding his name. 25, and his daddy tells him, listen here son, while you're sitting in that palace, that don't mean that you won. 26, a business shift, he switches business to arms. He's 27, dealing nuclear and shells in Iran. 28, inside the Senate, money bought him a seat. He's 29, a role of counsel in the president's suite. Now he's 30, his daddy says you're losing the race. You're just a servant to the king, not even in second place. 31, a big maneuver for his daddy's approval, moving imports over borders from the exports out of Cuba. 32, moving grams, growing kilos to tons. He's 33, filling warehouses with powder and guns. 34, turf war with nobody to stop it. Blind eye from the popo inside of his pocket. 35, he gets a call. I'm sorry son, but it's your father. Had a heart attack, I'm sorry, he's gone. 36, getting pissed off, abusing his product. 37, eyes glazed, disposition demonic. 38, with a prostitute, a moment of passion, heating up a silver spoon and then chasing the dragon. 39, getting reckless and hungry for power. Daddy's words are still driving him to kill and devour. Makes a move against the cartel, but the strategy's flawed. They retaliate and leave him in a hospital ward. A bullet buried in his vertebra and one in his leg. The doctor sighs and says, I don't think you'll be walking again. Fuck.
Emotion. Yes. Yeah, I was. Whoops, stop myself. Sorry. I
Let me tell you a story about a boy named Jimmy. He was 40 and he cursed the words, mine, mine, gimme. 41 he wasn't walking, 42 not walking quickly, 43 never running round the pavements of his city, 44 inside a palace with a mountain of gold. But those riches turn to rubble when perspective evolves. Weighing heavy on his conscience is the value of gold. Lamborghini for a life, trading money for souls. Jimmy followed the code inside the land of the free. Put your hand inside the cookie jar, take more than you need. And his example is exaggerated versions of me.
Here,
and it's a version of him, and it's a version of she, and it's a version of you. There's no escaping the blame. The way we live is parasitic. Fuck for money and fame. Call the music.
man, yeah, those strings, feel good.
This isn't entertainment. This is real life. The way we live is lunacy. Community, it declines. Hyperpolarized, always fighting, then we divide. Truth is less important than the money that we designed. Money's an invention. Politics from our invention. They all come from people's ideas. Did I mention? Border's an invention. Law and order fuel the tension. It leads to people killing each other. My solution?
Yeah, there's so much in here that
Everything is subject to change. We could build utopias if individuals were taught to use their brains. But if we teach kids in schools to always be sheep and put themselves before the herd if there's more money for me, then there's no future I see where the humans survive. We're parasites inside a petri dish with cannibal minds. Mold will grow upon the surface then consumes till it dies. And our fate could be the same without this story to the wise.
I remember getting chills first time watching this.
45. Jimmy comes home out of the rain, soaking wet upon a wheelchair, drinking again. He is everything he wants, he is fortune and fame. He's a fortunate fool with an unfortunate fate. With a 45 caliber aimed at his brain. 45 a fitting number cause his age is the same. Here's the words of his father, it's such a damn shame. Then he presses on the trigger of a money game.
The whole dynamic with his father, I've been very fortunate in that regard to have parents who have always made extra effort to make it very clear that they're proud of us kids, love us, and that that's not contingent on any kind of anything. So I've been very fortunate. Now me play a couple of songs after this to make me smile, feel good. Thank you so much. I'm down for another song before signing off for the night and or the morning or day, wherever you're at. I don't think I've seen Power yet. Let's do Power. Renegades, come show love and support. That's for sure. It's an honor to be counted among you. Really, it is. You're a huge part of why I'm doing this is that humanity, camaraderie, and genuine desire for each other to thrive and do well. And all right, well, let's do it. I haven't seen this one, so this is fresh. Blind React on the live.
Get it? Power.
Is that Sam with him?
these kids don't play my shit. I never had a top 10. Maybe it's cause I sing about violence and depressions. They say don't blame these kids, just focus on yourself, friend. Well, if they don't like what I'm doing now, then fuck them.
Don't trip, I up the ante. Learning licks like John Pashanti. Smoking spliffs and popping candy. Idolizing Sid and Nancy. Woo!
Oh yeah, definitely hit the like button on the video here. I mean, like on Ren's video. I'm gonna do that right now. So I don't forget. Like, okay, yeah, Sam. Okay, that's Sam Perry Falvey. Okay, Sam is the videographer, right? The mastermind of with Ren. I think that's great. Oh, hit like on mine. Thank you, man. The number of lives that these two individuals have touched with their work, like, it's an inspiration to me. And how profound is it that these guys, friends and creatives, it weighs on me at times. I feel like so many of us have very powerful things in us that can and will impact lives for good. And I mean, y'all are doing that right now for me. And what a tragedy in so many ways if Ren, Sam, others were led into a belief that their worth was in going to an office and doing spreadsheets. I guess what I'm getting at is I feel with what life I have left, which I'm not announcing any kind of terminal illness or anything. It's just that I guess I'm in this midlife crisis phase, and I feel like there's some things in me that are going to be beneficial for multiple people, including myself and my kids. And so that's why it kills me to think of letting some of these ideas kind of sink down to the bottom. And anyway, we'll play this.
Rock and roll in my soul, bumping, knocking cold on the dole, fish and chips and games consoles, council house and violent flow. But life went sweet at home. Mum and dad took a trip and they split shalom. What will be, but me, I hate to see my mum alone. Late night crying, get so high to try to silence sounds of fighting. Through the walls I heard love dying, so I focused on my... That's what it was. I focused on my... Let's go back. These kids don't play my shit, I never had a gold plaque. My style is old school, but I swear this ain't a throwback. I put my visions into rhythms on a dope track. To understand the place I'm coming from, let's go back. When I was 16, I was a sick teen, I was a victim of my head. I was just 16, up in the kitchen, racking up lines till my nose bled. 16, with an affliction, in an addiction with my dread. I was just 16, I was quite sick then, I was a prick then, I was a pleb, but... fuck it, we're all misguided individuals, life can suck it. My cup ain't half full, man, I'm filling up the whole bucket. I'll drink my tea.
Pause it again for the copyright stuff. I appreciate your comments, everybody. Appreciate the conversation about the super chat stuff. It is my intent to monetize this channel as part of the process, and meaning to like look into like Patreon and things like that, particularly as I get into sharing some of these music ideas that I have. And I just want to make it clear from the get-go, if anybody is not doing well financially or doesn't have their needs covered, I do not want donations from anybody who's struggling in any way financially. Okay, for those who have plenty to go around, sure, I'm all for getting revenue from ads or things like that. It kind of goes against the grain of who I want to be, to like be asking anybody for like money and subscription and stuff like that. I get that that's part of the thing, but just throwing it out there. I appreciate y'all. And I am getting close to some of those key benchmarks. I just need another 1,000 watch hours or something, and I'm pretty sure that will happen as I post more. And thank you for adopting me into the family, Joanne and Calamity. Gosh. Thank you. Jorge, Alex, goodness sakes. Salt of the earth, gold Golden.
So I can drown my sorrow, sing like I might die tomorrow. Live note for note, I go for broke on every single song I wrote, and every single song I write brings freedom to my weary mind. A healing that you'll only find inside an intricate design of kicks and snares and flat bass lines. I flip the script until I find my. It is what it is. I focus on my. Now run the track. Get it?
With friends just jamming out in the car. Reminds me driving to college with your buddy. Man, yeah, I like that one. That speaks to some of the stuff I was thinking about. Does he have the lyrics in here? Pinned in a comment. Let's see. Oh, okay, good. Let's see. Oh, beautiful. I've been wondering. I've been trying to find the lyrics on some of these songs, and they're in the comments. Okay. Yeah, man. What will be, will be. Heard love dying. That's focused on my power. That's what it was. Focused on my power. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of Down on the Beat. Something where he's like, what do you do, lad? Are you true to that? Like, I think that's the song.
What do you do, lad? Are you true to that?
That part speaks to the essence of so much. The power that can be when we're resonating with what feels like our purpose or strengths, talents, or gifts, all of these things, and tapping into humanity. Goodness sakes. Every single song I write brings freedom to my weary mind. Beautiful. Beautiful. A healing that you only find inside an intricate design of kicks and snares and fat bass lines. But the script, that's, oh my gosh, he does. Oh, Joanne, yes, you've found power in doing your first live. Yeah, I think so, and thanks to you and me pressing start. There's so much to feel in this life, and so much of it seems to go the wayside. So this feels meaningful. Talking with you and having you share your time with me. Thank you for your energy, and gosh, what a great existence this can be, and is. And yeah, things are hard at times and often, right? But and hard is relative and all that. But I really do hope you all are doing as well as you can in your circumstances. What a great snapshot and slice of humanity that you are. It's been impactful for me, and I'm anxious to keep experiencing and growing and sharing and providing space for connection and support, all that stuff. So, goodness sakes, love you guys. And I have a tagline, I guess. And my grandpa wrote this one time: be good, be nice, be kind. And then since then I've added on including to yourself. Loves.